Grade 9 Diversity in living organism. In this lesson we are going to see various characteristics involved in each of the phylum. So the first phylum is the phylum Mollusca under invertebrate. So it contains soft bodies, hard shells which live on land or in water and have a circulatory system and a complex nervous system, and it contains good circulatory and complex nervous system, and it serves as a food for human beings. So this mollusca you can find in various different animals like the snail and slugs. So they have a stomach footed move on stomach, and they may have one shell in their body. So this snails and slug comes under the class gastropoda, which is coming under the phylum Mollusca under the invertebrate. The next one in the Mollusca is the phylum The next class is the class bivalves. They have two shells hinged together as seen in the clams, oyster, scallops and the mussels. The next class is the cephalopods. Squids and octopus are the examples. They contain internal mandals as shown in the picture. And the next class is the flatworms, that is which is coming under the phylum Platyhelminths, which includes various worms, especially the flatworms, which have a ribbon like structure in their body, and they live in water and also inside the host of the inside the intestine of the host, which absorb the food, and they live as parasite. Their body is bilateral symmetry and they have a regeneration capability to regrow their body parts. These worms have high spots which can detect the light, and they live in the intestine of hosts. They are mostly the scavengers and predators. They absorb the food from the intestine of the host, and also as they are scavengers and predators, they grow on the food and waste, and they have the same opening for food and waste excreting. Examples of flatworms are the hookworms, all this and all. So next one is the phylum Annelida, which are the segmented worms. Their body is segmented and they have a body divided into sections. Segments are nothing but the sections. They live in water, both even in the underground also, and they possess a nervous system and a good circulatory system in their body. Next is the example for the Annelida is earthworm. So they eat the soil and break down the organic matter and waste, and they provide nutrients to the soil. And some other examples are the leeches, which suck the blood of other animals. They are the parasites. Next phylum is arthropod. Arthropod body is divided into sections or segments, and they possess exoskeleton, and they shed exoskeleton as they grow, so like the shedding of the scales in the snakes. So they have a jointed appendages. So legs are joined together in one like appendages in one from one part. They have well developed nervous system, and it is considered as the largest group of organisms in the phylum. So phylum Arthropoda includes spiders, and it is the largest group of organism in this phylum. Examples are crustaceans, arachnids, centipedes, millipedes, and other classes of insecta, class insecta also coming under this phylum arthropod. They are classified into classes according to their number of legs present, eyes present, and antenna they have in their body. So you can see different kinds of organisms coming under that phylum. And coming to the class insecta, the insects usually have three body sections, namely one is head that contains antenna, and next to head there is thorax, that is the midsection, which contains wings and legs, and the next one is the abdomen, which contains the internal organs. Examples of arthropods of class insecta are grasshoppers, all this and all coming under this. Ant, butterflies, and bees are coming under phylum arthropod. So see the segmentation of the body. The next class, that is the next phylum, is the chordata, so which includes 5 classes: fish, mammal, reptiles, amphibians, and birds. So the fish are cold-blooded animal, aquatic animal. They live in water and have gills and scales, gills for breathing and scales which helps in swimming, and they have a backbone. So they are coming under vertebrae. They have scales, they have scales over their body, and fins also they have, which help in swimming in the water. The next class is the reptiles. These reptiles also have scales over their body. They also cold-blooded animal. They lay eggs and they have a backbone, and reptiles are those which live on land. The examples are tortoise, snake, all this and all. Next class is the amphibian. So amphibians are those which live on both water and land, and they lay eggs and produce their offspring, and they are also cold-blooded, but they don't have scales, they have smooth skin. Example, a good example is the frog. They also have backbones. So these all coming under vertebrae. Next is the bird. Bird have feathers, wings, and they are warm-blooded. Apart from the previous classes, they have hollow bones and they can thus fly easily. They have low body weight, thus they can fly easily in the air. They lay eggs and hatch out their offsprings through that in the form of chicks. Example, good example includes various birds, and they have a backbone also, strong backbone, but they have hollow bones. They lay eggs to produce their offsprings. Sparrow, duck, myna, all these are coming under this class birds. The next class is mammals. So the mammals are those which feed their young ones with their own milk, and they give rise to the offsprings directly. They give birth to the babies of their offspring. They won't lay eggs. They are warm-blooded. Both birds and mammals are warm-blooded of this vertebrae, and they have a very good vertebrae backbones. They have hair and fur all over their body. So mammals includes various animals. In water we have the dolphin as the mammal, whale as the mammal. So they are one which will give rise to their offsprings as it is like the human beings.